Wait, did Trump really support this? No shot. Trump claims bin Laden body double. Trump retweeted a QAnon-linked account that promoted a basic conspiracy theory. Have you looked into the Vance connection to Peter Thiel? Nope. Oh, Hunter Biden Burisma stuff. Ray Epps. Oh, the FBI. FBI ready to kill Trump. An FBI raid. Weaponization of the DOJ. I might condense these a little bit. Here's the actual Donald Trump retweet.
He was in the Middle East for over 20. I mean, we're talking a long time. He was in the Middle East for over 20 years. I don't want to say too much about it, but he's got recordings of a lot of people. So something everybody wants to have is the evidence. Ooh, I want to hear and see the evidence. Guess what? We have it. We have irrefutable evidence. We have audio recordings of people, government officials talking about it to Allen. And in there, you're going to find out some pretty shocking things. And that's just the start of it. That's just a couple of audio recordings and a document. You're going to find out that 3 former CIA directors were all implicated by allowing this to continue to keep bin Laden alive in Iran. They moved him from Iran over to Pakistan for the trophy kill instead of just giving him to us. Iran was like, all right, here, take him. They were going to give him to us. And instead, Hillary and Biden and them cooked up this plan to have him transferred to Pakistan for a trophy kill. They want to do a trophy kill.
Right before his re-election?
Yeah, they want to do it right before his re-election. And then so, fast forward a little bit, he is re-elected. One thing that people don't know, though, is that the payments to Iran were related to that. I've heard 2 things. I've heard that.
Okay. Oh, everything relating to the deep state. Italygate. That was with that video of the Italian guy saying that there was like a secret Italian operative that was working with Dominion to flip votes or whatever, right? That was in the J6 committee where they, I think Donahue talks about being forwarded this fucking video. Trump isn't responsible for bad things that happened under his administration, but he gets full credit for things that happened, even if he had nothing to do with it. So, Donald Trump was not responsible for COVID lockdowns, unemployment during COVID, BLM riots. Donald Trump gets credit for historically low prices during COVID, historically low immigration during COVID. Viral Pac-Man clip, Black Bills, 250k views. What do we even talk about? I thought it was a boring fucking stream. Good job. Oh my god, these election videos are printing money. Time to take another 3-week vacation. Did you see the rocket? I don't care about the rocket. Actually, you know what? Here, you'll watch the rocket. I'll be back. Pac-Man converting a Trumper on his own show. Oh, actually, here, watch Pac-Man for a minute.
All right, guys, switching it up.
Here you go. Be back 1 second.
Be different. They just haven't gotten all the facts yet. And so I think it's awesome to be doing this kind of exploration in this interview. I see that you have a lot of right-wingers on. I think it's great to talk to people on the left.
I want to have on both. I want to have on more left people, to be honest.
I agree.
There's not...
from what I see on social media, at least, there's more people on the right that are active. Do you agree with that?
I couldn't really say. I mean, that are define active on which platforms?
Like posting on YouTube, on Rumble, on...
Well, Rumble's a right-wing platform, so there are more right-wingers on Rumble because it's a right-wing platform.
Got it.
That for sure. That's
okay.
true.
But just like when I see these debates, I just see more right-wing debates.
Yeah, I mean, you said you're a Trump supporter, so my guess is that your algorithm is tuned to show you more right-wing stuff.
Yeah.
If you had a different perspective, the algorithm would probably catch up and show you different things.
And that makes sense because you were talking about the VP debate, and I thought, Vance won easily based off my algorithm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think with a lot of these things, it's less about like your opinion and my opinion. It's more about what do properly done surveys tell us in general about what people believe? Because you and I, we follow this stuff in a way that maybe the average person doesn't. And so I think it's good to kind of like step back and say, all right, what empirical data can I find about what people think?
Right. Makes sense. Have you ever engaged in a debate with someone?
Yeah. Oh, all the time. Yeah. I mean, I've done dozens, if not hundreds of debates on my show and elsewhere. Yeah.
Nice. And what were some recent ones you've done?
Recent ones I've had a lot of like Trumpian type candidates on, like lower level candidates. They're not, a lot of them aren't strictly speaking formal debates, but they're just conversations where we clearly disagree and we're going to argue about our principles. I interviewed a guy named Royce White not that long ago. He's running up in Minnesota against Amy Klobuchar. And we had a very spirited debate over the fact that his campaign was accused of spending donor funds at strip clubs. And he felt very strongly that the food at strip clubs is often good and it's a completely reasonable place to spend donor money, whereas I did not necessarily agree with that. And so that was a very spirited discussion.
That's interesting. Yeah, you saw what happened with the New York City mayor, right?
Yes, I did.
Misuse of funds. I wonder how common that is.
I think it's more common than leads to criminal charges, that's for sure. Yeah,
Right.
I don't think they get everybody who does that for sure.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Because there's probably ways of, writing off stuff in a certain way.
I wouldn't know, but I assume so.
That's interesting, man. Has anyone debated you and actually altered your opinion on something?
I've talked a lot about debates. For me, debates are not the way I change my mind. Debates really are contests about who's more articulate and about who's more prepared. But to give you an example, you could have a debate about, I don't know, do humans need oxygen to live? And we know the answer to that is yes, right? Like oxygen is an element in air and we need that. We definitely need it. That's the truth. You could have an unprepared, inarticulate debater who takes the side that we need oxygen to live, and a very prepared and articulate debater who takes the position that it's part of some conspiracy that we need oxygen and we really don't. And as a viewer of that debate, or even as a participant, you could come away like, oh, I lost. The guy saying that we need oxygen lost. Because it's not really a contest or an adjudication of the facts. It's an adjudication of who's more prepared and articulate. So I can't tell you about anything specific that when I watched a debate or participated in a debate, my mind was changed, because that's not really the way I think about things. Through reading books and studies and empirical research, certainly my views have evolved on a lot of different issues.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, if you're in a debate, that's not really the time to change your mind, I guess.
Nuclear is an interesting one, or nuclear, as many of our elected officials wrongly like to say. Nuclear power, there was a point when I was younger that I just assumed extraordinarily dangerous and a bad idea. As I learned more about it, not by watching debates, by reading about it, I learned on a per energy generated basis, nuclear power is actually much safer than a lot of these burning fossil fuel sources of energy.
Wow.
Because of all of the pollution and the amount of cancer that's caused over long term. So that started to kind of shift my view. In terms of new nuclear, if we built new nuclear, it would be even safer than the stuff from 50 years ago where there were problems because technology has improved. We're just not building it. So it didn't turn me into a nuclear advocate. I'd still like to get to renewable green energy sources, but it did completely change my view about the safety and efficacy of nuclear as it exists.
That is interesting, because a lot of movies will paint it in a negative manner, nuclear energy.
Yeah, there's real issues as to what do you do with spent fuel and how do you dispose of it, and there's absolutely real issues. But my reflexive, it's obviously bad in every way and super unsafe, That belief that I had 20 years ago wasn't based in fact, and so it changed over time.
It seems like vehicles are going more electric these days, though.
Yeah, I mean, the share of all new vehicles sold that are electric is going up.
Right. Yeah, Elon Musk with Tesla, he's crushing it.
Well, actually, Tesla's the one that's increasingly struggling.
What?
What's really interesting, I don't know if you saw their last numbers, something
No.
like down 20% in deliveries last quarter. Very bad numbers.
Whoa.
Full disclosure, I used to be a Tesla shareholder, got out of the stock a couple years ago because I saw the writing on the wall. As a share of all electric vehicles sold, Tesla is declining dramatically.
I see them
They
everywhere, though.
Well, that's what's called observer bias and availability bias. That's I would encourage you to actually look at the number of deliveries rather than just like, what do I see on the road?
Fair.
Also, Teslas are really noticeable as electric vehicles. There's increasingly vehicles that look like a gas-powered vehicle, but it's the electric version, so you can't really tell. You got to look closely and see that there's no exhaust pipes. Tesla, don't hold me to these numbers, but this is rough. There was one point where 80-something% of all new electric vehicle sales were Tesla. That's down to under 50% now. So what's going on is that electric vehicles are growing, but it's mostly non-Tesla EVs that are growing. I'm an example of this. I'm on the last couple months of my Tesla lease. When it's up, I'm not getting another Tesla.
And that's because of...
Two main reasons. Number one,
Now you're never going to know. You're never going to know what reasons. Here's a video. What did I write down here from these debates? Right wing versus Trump. Trump doesn't embody right wing values. I feel like it's kind of another Christian thing. Oh. Let's see. Trump's policies would cause inflation. Tariffs on everything would increase costs. Let's see, what else? I don't even know what the fuck other policies he has. He just has tariffs. I feel like that's the only fucking thing he said. Okay. Trump called in to Fox and asked and said DOJ should be indicting people. Trump calls Fox, DOJ, indict. Before 2021, 2022? Fuck. I don't remember when he said this. Trump pardons all of his friends. Trump shilling random products for personal gain. Okay, what are all the crazy, stupid things that Trump has tried to sell? We've got the Bible that was made in China. Trump NFT. Trump suit sell. Wait, did he sell 2 different suits? Did he sell pieces of the suit that he got shot at in? Or am I making that up? Did that not happen? Biden debate suit. Jesus, how many? Gold watches. Trump coins? Jesus. Trump crypto scam? Is it true that Trump and his friends own 70% of this? When does that coin go live so we can watch the rug pull? Trump sneakers. Wait, you can't even mine the crypto? Wait, what? New Trump crypto. Is there like a crypto channel that goes over this? In Trump-backed crypto project, insiders are poised for unusually big token payouts. The team could get 70% of World Liberty Financial's tokens, a significantly higher than normal allocation for a project marketed as a solution to the rigged traditional financial system. 70% of Trump-backed World Liberty Financial's WLFI tokens will be reserved for the project's insiders. Jesus, no shot. When asked if a 70% allocation to insiders is high, one source who advises projects on such matters replied, "LeMayo, nice joke, sir." Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Bulgy Wolgy. So we have God Bless the USA Bibles, NFT trading cards, suit pieces from his Georgia indictment, and his Biden debate night. gold watches, gold and silver coins. Wait, is he not selling his own? We've got his crypto scam, World Financial Liberty. Is that it? What it is? Or is it World Liberty Financial? Jesus. How weird. Let's get prices on all of this. How much do these sell for? $59.99. The NFT trading cards are $99 each? My God. How much did he sell these suit pieces for? $4,690? Jesus. And what about this suit? Jesus, $799. We're not fucking around. Jesus, 3,500. What the fuck? What do the silver ones go for? What did he sell his golden sneakers for? $499. The Trump victory, 100,000. I like the effect. I should read up on the Willie Brown stuff. But oh, your mom. watch that. It was boring. Let's see.
With Dr. Carver, the medical.
Summer. Why?
4.5 hour deposition, but this is for the InfoWars lawsuit.
Yep. Denied. Every time. Raise your right hand to be sworn in, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Come have a seat here, Mr. Shroyer. Once you do, you'll see there's glass cups, they're not glasses, and water. If you're thirsty, there are microphones. If you have a pretty good projection, you shouldn't need to lean in too much. I'll let you know if you do. A couple of more instructions in case you haven't done before. It's not a conversation. It's question and answer. So you have to listen to the question and answer the question that you're asked. You understand that? You also have to let the question be completed before you begin your answer, even if you think you know what you're being asked. So you have to let them completely finish asking, take a beat, and then answer. Do you understand? Yes, I also need you to answer out loud in words, so head shakes and ahums make for a court record. Do you understand that? Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Ball.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Farah.
okay.
There's so many people. I knew that, and I didn't want to check my notes again. I should. I'm so sorry. My apologies, Ms. Farah.
My name is Owen Shroyer. I work for InfoWars. I'm 33 years old.
When you say you work for InfoWars, your actual employer is Free Speech Systems LLC, correct?
Correct.
So we're going to kind of use InfoWars as slang because it's Infowars.com. That's sort of the name out of the community. But just to be clear, the broadcasts that go up, the one that you did today or yesterday, those are Free Speech Systems LLC's broadcasts, correct?
Yes.
You work for InfoWars or Free Speech Systems. I'm just going to call it InfoWars when we make that agreement.
Yes.
You know, we really need free speech, okay?
Yes.
You worked for them since 2016, correct?
Correct.
What is your current title?
Show host and reporter.
Okay. Show host means you're on the air, right?
Correct.
Right. We're going to get to that in a minute. I hate to ask you this in a public forum, but I need to. Can you tell us what your salary is?
I don't know the exact number, but I believe it's about $120,000 a year before taxes.
Ms. Karpova just testified there's around 50 to 80 employees at Free Speech Systems or InfoWars, correct?
I don't know the exact number, but I would say at least 50, yes.
Okay, that's been the same since you've been there since 2016, roughly?
Yes.
All right. Alex Jones is the sole owner of Free Speech Systems LLC, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Infowars.com is obviously on the internet, right?
Correct.
If somebody said that Infowars lost all access to the internet, that would be an incorrect statement. Fair?
Yes.
Have you ever heard the saying, lawyers that lie should lose?
I don't believe I've heard that.
I believe it's too bad. I was interested in that. Infowars is on right now, right? We can pull it up and there's a video, somebody's probably on live right now, right?
Yes.
You got to like what before and this is for demonstrative.
Okay. He wants to show InfoWars on mute. And this is a direct connection to the internet, I take it?
It is. So this is, I'm not gonna walk over. This is Infowars.com. The homepage. It's active. It's up. It's live. It has been since. As far as you work, for the company, right?
I'm sorry, I was distracted looking at the screen. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, it's my fault. It has been active and live for as long as you've been working for the company, right? Infowars.com.
Yes.
Okay. And you create content. If you click on band video, this is the content that's created and uploaded to band.com every day, correct?
Yes, band.video.
Band.video. It's hard to see, but at least if you'll scroll down just a little bit. You can see how long, obviously the names, how long they are, and when they were uploaded. That's good. So I know the jury can't see this, so I'm just going to say it out loud. Up here, 17 minutes and change, uploaded an hour ago. 13 minutes and some change, uploaded 2 hours ago. 8 minutes and change, uploaded an hour ago, 2 hours ago, hour ago, so forth. So you guys make a lot of content every single day, right?
Yes.
Have since you've been there, right?
Yes.
There's not been any limitation to your ability to make videos and put them on Infowars.com, correct?
The videos go to band.video. Sometimes we'll write articles that embed the video to Infowars.com.
Okay. Bandvideo.com is owned by Free Speech Systems also, correct?
Band.video, I believe, is owned by Free Speech Systems, but I don't know that.
Okay. Point is that there's no sort of drop in ability to make content and put it on your website for your viewers to watch. Hasn't been since 2015, since you started, correct, or 16?
For us to upload content to band.video?
Yes, sir.
No, other than tech issues on our end.
And then one of the things that really the only real source of revenue for Infowars or free speech is, can you go back, Lisa? Is your store, Infowars store, correct?
Yes.
Will you click on that? No, we got to prove we're not a robot. Put you on the spot, Lisa.
Oh shit, can you guys hear that? Oh sorry, I thought that was only fucking with my headphones, my bad. We're seeing I can stereo or mono this.
Robots deciding whether we're robots or not.
Mr. Perry, you talk pretty fast. You'll just try to be careful, please.
Just want to adjust a little bit if you would, Lisa. So we see, we have a diet force meal. How do you pronounce this middle one?
Bodies.
Bodies. Some toothpaste. Is this the toothpaste that you guys claim cure COVID? Is that a different one?
No.
That's a different one?
I'm not familiar with that claim.
You're not familiar with the FDA and State Attorney General saying stop making that claim?
Oh, could I see that claim presented in front of me?
That's not important. If you go up to the top a little bit, Lisa, there's different things. There's preparedness, media, specials, gear, just different items that Infowars sells, and that is really their source of revenue, right?
Yes. Okay.
on InfoWars, correct?
Yes.
So Free Speech Systems is the one that's saying that the parents and the children are never united. And also playing a mother's interview where she said she did not get to see her daughter Grace. Right after you say he claims to know Jesse, you don't say that that's evidence that he's not being truthful?
No, and what was in my head that day was never that. The only thing that was in my head that day was questioning Megyn Kelly because she lied to Alex about what she was doing there. And then here, the conspiracy theory that she was trying to bury is rearing its ugly head again. I could have done a much better job that day. Absolutely. I probably should have known more about those videos and that story before I ran it. But I never called Mr. Heslin a liar. I never said Sandy Hook didn't happen. I never said that they were crisis actors.
Here's your thoughts, Your Honor.
It's the same.
You just said it was to get back at Megyn Kelly because she lied to Alex Jones. That's what you just said, right?
Okay.
That's what this was about, was to get back at Megyn Kelly. And if you stomp on some people on the way, who cares? You didn't even know.
I can barely fucking hear this. What? This is so shit. Is there like a written, there should be like a court reporter or something for this, right?
It was, right?
I wasn't trying to stomp on anybody.
It's not a matter of what you're trying to do. It's the result that matters, right?
Well, when do we begin? What's
When is the Shroyer debate? Tomorrow night.
the result of what?
Play the clip video, Kyle video too.
So, and here's the thing too. You would remember, I don't see how long these clips are. You would remember if you held your dead kid in your hands with a bullet hole. That's not something that you would just misspeak on.
You're saying he misspoke?
No, I said you wouldn't misspeak.
Okay. So what you're saying is Neil Heslin was telling the truth the whole time. That's your position. That's what this whole piece, from start to finish, the message anybody should get is that Neil Heslin is telling the truth.
I am taking a neutral approach to this, and I'm simply saying that is a serious memory in your head that you would not forget.
And then you challenge that it ever happened. Because you say the parents weren't allowed to see their kids, right? You put on evidence that the parents weren't allowed to see the kids, right?
I played a clip of the coroner saying that the kids weren't released or that the bodies weren't released, so just as easily you can infer that the coroner was lying.
And then you played the family, the grieving mother, who said that she wanted to see her child and decided not to, right?
Yes, that clip follows.
And you cut it off whenever you explain what it was actually talking about, right?
I did not edit that clip.
Somebody did, you played it.
Yes.
You don't know who edited it, right? I mean,
No.
could have been somebody at Free Speech, could have been somebody else.
I don't know.
Okay. A couple more clips I want to play. Can you go to the full one and just stop it at 43 seconds?
Can you just tell me which exhibit we're
Sure, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the same.
Just the same 20.
23.
23, okay.
EPX 23.
That's fine.
But featured in Megyn Kelly's expose.
Two things I want to point out. You see this 3 shares?
Yes.
All right, this isn't an article that's sort of breaking the internet, right?
I guess not.
All right. You see the time it was published, 3:35 p.m.?
Yes.
That was the same day, right?
Yeah.
That's probably Eastern time, what do you think?
I don't know.
Okay, let's call it 3:35 Central, make it more favorable. You said you published this around 5:55, right?
I believe so.
So, InfoWars, somebody, your folks in the back, I don't know what you call them, writers or editors, whatever it may be, had hours to try to fact check this before they needed to, right?
Not necessarily. They might not have seen it till 5:35.
Okay, and they had 20 minutes.
They might not have seen it till 5:55.
All right, you think they just printed this hot off the presses and do it to you?
Most likely, yes.
Okay. We saw with this Karpova earlier today, in fact, the defense played a clip of Alex Jones saying that he gives his sincere condolences to the family. You familiar with that clip?
I have heard Alex Jones apologize and basically correct himself many times.
Let's be clear, that was not an apology. An apology is, I'm sorry for what I did. Sincere condolences is not an apology. It's something. It's not an apology, right? If I said, I'm sorry for your loss, I'm not apologizing to you. Fair?
That sounds like an apology to me.
If you lost a loved one, and I came over and I said, Mr. Shroyer, I'm really sorry for your loss. That's not an apology.
I would say it is.
Okay. What am I apologizing for? If your loved one died and I said, Mr. Shroyer, I'm sorry for your loss, what am I apologizing for?
You were sympathetic and I'm grieving.
Sure. It's different than an apology. An apology is if I knock over your bag and I say, man, I'm sorry I knocked over your bag, I feel bad about that, right? I did it, right? I'm not going to give excuses. There is a video, we can play it for you, there's a video that was played where Alex Jones says, I have sincere condolences.
Okay, I don't care.
Thank y'all for being here. As you just heard a moment ago, it is being reported now that there was a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump. This would mark the fourth.
Wait, what? Is it? Wait, did this happen today? Does anybody have a link to this right now? 1 hour ago? Third assassination attempt. Armed man arrested outside Trump rally. Oh, come on. Really? Indicated Miller is part of a group of individuals that claim to be sovereign citizens. Okay.
Assassination plot on Donald Trump that we know of in only the past couple of months.
What is the plot? Wait, plot? Police then found that Miller allegedly had multiple driver's licenses and passports with different names and possessed a loaded handgun and shotgun, both unregistered. He said the markings on the license plate indicated Miller was part of a group of individuals that claimed to be sovereign citizens. Miller was taken into custody with the incident and later booked at the John J. Benoit I don't remember. Detention center. How to pronounce this stupid word. Incident didn't affect anything. 49-year-old, I don't know, was shocked to hear the arrest being described as an assassination plot and denied he was there to harm Trump, telling the outlet he's a supporter of the former president. These accusations are complete bullshit. I'm an artist. I'm the last person that would cause any violence or harm to anybody. Wait, is there any evidence of any plot whatsoever? The Riverside sheriff pushed back, saying Sunday he doesn't know how else to explain it other than a likely assassination plot by a lunatic. What we do know is that he showed up with multiple passports with different names, an unregistered vehicle with a fake license plate, and loaded firearms. If you're asking me right now, I probably did have deputies that did prevent the third assassination attempt. So now having guns is enough to say... What do you need fake passports for in the United States of America? We're the USA. What the fuck? Seems like this was not an assassination attempt. Still need more detail. Oh my God. Okay.
A man was arrested about a half mile outside of the Coachella rally yesterday with a loaded shotgun, a handgun, and fake passes. They say they were fake VIP passes, as well as a phony press pass. I don't know what that means, a phony press pass, but if the guy's not a journalist, something was up. The sheriff's department believes that this guy was intending to kill Donald Trump, that he was some kind of sovereign citizen type of some sort. But we don't know for sure. What I think is likely to end up happening is the media is going to report this as...
Wait, what does he have? Where is the phony press pass? Oh, what was the, somebody link a story saying that?
Let's not jump the gun. We don't know what this man's intentions were, much like with Ryan Ruth in Florida. They were initially reporting that it was not an assassination attempt. Then we learned that it was. And this guy actually had some kind of writings and a plan and a pitch to other people. He was offering money should he have been caught. So I think there's a strong possibility it turns out that this guy was trying to take Trump's life. But I do want to be careful because it is very preliminary. The news just broke within the past hour or so. But I do think it shows, as we've heard just a moment ago as well, the desperation of, well, he's...
This says guns and fake VIP passes on this story. The Guardian story has this.
People who don't like Donald Trump. And I'd like to say Democrat voters or liberals or whatever that might mean, but this isn't just one group of people that's easy to identify. It seems to be, at least on the surface, people who have been fed lies through the corporate press and through a political manipulation machine, the misinformation industrial complex. How do we
It's actually so unbelievable.
solve that problem? I don't know. It's very difficult, but we try every single day. That's why we do the show we do, and many of you watch. I really do appreciate it. But when you have two coalitions, you've got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joining with Donald Trump in one of the most iconic photos I've seen in my life. When he shook hands with Donald Trump, explosions behind him. I was inspired. To see Tulsi Gabbard join with Donald Trump as well, I would call this a dream administration. Yes. In 2020, I have been reading articles about the failures of Trump's foreign policy, albeit his foreign policy was the best I've seen in my life. And it's a lot of what I've been asking for my whole life. In the 2000s, when I'm protesting in Chicago, the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, wondering what's going on in teenager, I had no idea what's going on. Barack Obama made promises that he did not keep. Some he did. He blew up a lot of kids. That's what he did. He killed American citizens without charge or trial, and we've never gotten real answers for that. But I can bring that up, and I can mention that very few presidents are going to get it perfectly. And in fact, I would say nobody does. But with Donald Trump, what do we see? No worse. It's the first time in my life, and it's kind of scary to think. I'm 38. Every day of my life, there's been a president starting some kind of war, except Donald Trump. In fact, he started pulling our troops out of these conflicts and asking the question why we're footing the bill for whatever this foreign intervention is, nation building. We're going to be there for 6 generations so that the minds of the children of Afghanistan become Americanized. It's a ridiculous proposal, but at the same time, in our country, we're complaining about roads falling apart, bridges falling apart, a border that's falling apart, pipes that are full of lead and Legionnaire's disease. So in the 2000s, I'm going through all this activism, wondering why these problems are happening and what we can do about them, but I was fairly naive. I'm a kid marching down the street saying, no blood for oil, why are we in the Middle East? OPEC, blah, blah, blah. I knew very little. And I started to learn a lot more. In 2016, when I saw Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, I just laughed. I knew what the lies of Obama were. Oh, he made a lot of promises. Hope and change. I had all my friends telling me, hey, look, we've been marching down the street saying, no more war. Justify this. Why are American men and women dying? What does this have to do with 9/11? And so I said, okay, let's vote for Barack Obama. I remember it. It was 2009. It was January, and I'm reading the internet. One of the first things I see is within a couple of weeks, Barack Obama signs off on a drone strike on a Pakistani village, killing 23 women and children. I could begin the details wrong. It's been so long, right? It's been almost 20 years. And I was just confused. I'm like, is this what I was told to vote for? Have I been pounding my fist on the ground angry, demanding answers for what's going on in this country, only to become a part of exactly what the problem was the whole time? You tricked me into voting for this? And it only got worse. The murder of Abdulrahman al-Awlaki, a 16-year-old American citizen he grew up in Colorado, lived in San Diego. He was visiting his family in Yemen. We're not war with Yemen. Can someone explain to me why we launched a drone strike to blow up a civilian restaurant in Yemen? I don't recall Congress declaring war in that country, but perhaps it was because Saudi Arabia is dealing with Houthi rebels, maybe. But I think the reality was, Anwar al-Awlaki, his dad, was reportedly a jihadi. And Barack Obama killed him too. He was an American citizen. And you know what? You may think he's bad for being a jihadi. Hey, I'm not a fan. But Americans have constitutional rights. You do not kill American citizens unless you prove it in court in front of a jury of their peers. And the American people are told this is exactly why lethal force is to be used. And I'm not even, I disagree with the death penalty, but I believe that Barack Obama killed Abdulrahman al-Awlaki to send a message to the terrorists, to the enemies of the United States, to the enemies of whatever the uniparty establishment monster machine is, that if you stand against us, the United States will kill your children. Without charge, without trial, and with no cause other than to send a shiver down your spine and make you regret it. And that's terrifying to me that this country would do that. Now I'm sure there's someone who's going to make an argument somewhere. Luke Rakowski famously interviewed a few people in 2012. Man, I remember this. And he asked a few people in the Democratic administration, why was this young man killed? And the answer he got, he should have had a better father. As if that's justification for launching a drone strike on a country we are not at war with, on a civilian restaurant, to kill a child. And so I see Donald Trump, and I see Hillary Clinton, and I laugh at it. And I'm like, I am not playing this game anymore. I remember 2008, I didn't vote 2012. I'm not going to walk into this. And so I've been saying, 2016, 2017, I leave the corporate press, I start working on my YouTube channel. And I said every time, I don't like Donald Trump. There's decorum, there's attitude, and I'm not going to be voting for this guy. And then in 2020, there was a very interesting moment when Trump released his second term agenda, and I read through it. And I had some conversations with friends of mine who are not conservatives. They call themselves classically liberal. And they made some really good points. Donald Trump was getting rid of the woke DEI policies in government contracting, which is illegal. We have a civil rights act in this country. You can't discriminate against people based on the color of their skin or their race. Yet here we are, at the highest level of governance, they're awarding contracts if these companies are intentionally discriminating against people. Oh, it's okay because they're white, right? But it's not even about being white. It's about some kind of misconstrued proportionality. Make no sense. Trump said, we're getting rid of that. And I said, okay, well, we definitely need that. And then someone said to me, well, why wouldn't you vote for Trump? He'd start any wars. And I was like, it's actually a really good point. He said a timeline for withdrawing from Afghanistan. And I said, okay, if you are not going to give a justification or a declaration of war, our troops come home. And so then I said, well, look, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't vote for the man now. He's put out a policy platform that I agree with. He didn't start any wars. He didn't trick me into supporting all the chaos. Now, no, he's far from perfect. We had Tomahawk strikes on Syria. We had an increase in drone strikes, a decrease in transparency. But I look across the board, I'm like, yeah, the Abraham Accords, crossing the DMZ into North Korea to try and bring about a peace agreement. Whatever you think his motivations are, I do not care. Donald Trump, with no security detail, entered an enemy country, and we are at war, and have been at war, in a sign of good faith for peace is brave. And for all of the false
With no security detail? Excuse me, what?
and as to his character, which I still say many, sure, that was brave, and it was effective, and they attacked him for it, and they denied he did it. So now, you know, I'm looking at administration, which is going to be Tulsi Gabbard. I supported Tulsi Gabbard in 2019 in the primary because her foreign policy is great. I love it. She's a little progressive on some things. She's come around on guns. I can respect that. RFK Jr. has hit the health issue. He's hit the nail on the head with the hammer perfectly. And we all know it because we all been talking about seed oils for too long. And so now we have what looks to be a dream administration. So I think about my time in 2000. I think about marching in the streets of Chicago. I'm 16, 17, 18, naive young person, but just, you know, I'm angry because they never justify why American men need to die, why our tax dollars need to pay for this, and then expect us just to go along with it. I'm going to take a look at what Kamala Harris has to offer. There's two different coalitions right now that seem to defy the odds. RFK Jr. shaking hands with Donald Trump, inspirational. Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is doing some of the most important work in the world right now. And I'm not just talking about X and restoring free speech to the best of his abilities, far from perfect, of course, but also SpaceX. Did you see they just caught the ship today? I mean, comes down. I'm inspired. And we've got Vivek Ramaswamy, relative newcomer, but I think one of the smartest guys in politics. He's fantastic. What's the other coalition? Liz and Dick Cheney, Andrew Kinzinger, who else? With Kamala Harris and Shifty Schiff. I'm not surprised Democrats are supporting Kamala Harris. I've never been a fan of Democrats nor Republicans, but I like the Libertarians a little bit. But now the Republicans got some good people. Shout out to Libertarians. Now it's actually kind of shocking to me that there are so many people that still believe you're going to get anything different with Kamala Harris. And you know, I got to tell you, I've had a lot of conversations with people who say, I'm not going to vote for anybody. I can't vote for Trump. And it seems to me illogical. I do not believe that you could be someone paying attention to what's going on in this world, to know where the lies are coming from overwhelmingly, and then say the mathematical equation lies with standing aside and standing back. So I've long not been active in politics. I tried to stay outside and say, look, I'm really trying to understand until 2020. And then I started looking at how bad things are getting, how insane things are getting. We can't stand for it. So this time around, I'm here, out of the studio, back outside, because we all have to do something. And if there's one thing you can all do here today, this is the question I get asked, why are we here? I have people asking me, we're going to do this event in PA, and we're going to bring people together. Why? Those people already agree with you. Those people are already active. They're there. I mean, you're all the best of the best. You showed up because you cared. Well, there's one really important thing you can do is talk to each other. You all meet each other. You build those social connections. You learn who's good at what, who's located in the right position. Someone might find out someone's got a print shop. You can make flyers. Who knows? It is the connections from organizing in person that make it possible for us to win these victories. So I will say right now, there's good news, and there's no reason to be pessimistic. Gallup reportedly has Trump up 3 points nationally, which defies the odds. And maybe it's wrong. All the polls are always favoring Kamala Harris, but the betting markets also have Donald Trump favored to win. No one knows what is going to happen, so there's only one thing we can do, and that is fight, fight, fight. In the words of Donald Trump, after nearly losing his life, I can say, at the very least, I can make a trip out here. I can make sure I ask as many people as possible to be active, to become friends, to meet each other, to get registered to vote, because we've got a couple weeks left. We can absolutely win, and I certainly hope we do, so thank you all for listening to me.
Oh, shit. Damn, Polymarket is a 8.5 point difference. Jeez. Predicted is significantly different. I wonder why. Oh my god. Is that dude super dead? Sorry, okay, jeez. People are saying it's because Elon tweeted about it. True. Ugh. Okay. Well, I need to start packing my shit. I think the debate tomorrow is live streamed. My connecting flight is easier tomorrow, so hopefully we don't have to stream from a fucking hotel. Oh, let's see tomorrow in South Carolina. When is the debate? I don't know, like 7 or 8 p.m. Should be tweeted somewhere. Stay safe. Be careful. Don't die. When are you coming back? The next day. At 3 p.m. I land, so.